Hi, I'm Ali Conway from Silvergrass Garden Design, and if you've thought about having your garden designed but you're worried about maybe you think it's going to be too much, I just wanted to explain our cost-effective postal service to you. We're based here in Bedfordshire in the UK, but I've designed gardens all across Europe and indeed for the other side of the world. And so I thought I'd run by a case study of one of our clients who actually lives in Zimbabwe, and Janet contacted me to see if we could help design her space. And of course I was absolutely thrilled, and it's no problem at all. So it may seem like a bit of a challenge to design a garden from halfway across the other side of the world, but actually it worked really smoothly. The whole process was done in a matter of weeks, and Janet's absolutely thrilled with her design. She saved herself an awful lot of money and time, and we worked really well together. So let me share with you the sort of process of Janet's project. So here's some photographs that Janet sent me. This is showing the front of her property and the sort of side access here down the side of the garage. And these are some images that she sent me for the rear of the property. Janet was having some building work done and having this extension built, so the builders were already in to sort of create the renovations in the house. She also had some outbuildings and a study area for working from home, and a new outbuilding that was being built for the opportunity for B&B letting rooms at the end of the garden. So she was able to send me this profile of the new building and the glass extension at the back. So that was fabulous. She was able to give me all of this information. From there we got the measurements of the garden. I sent Janet detailed instructions of how to sort of measure up and get the correct measurements using some very simple kind of surveying techniques. And that's all consolidated thoroughly with a client survey questionnaire that I send out to all postal clients. And so from the help of architect's drawings that she had and from the survey measurements that she took, we were able to create a sort of ground plan. And from there you can see we were able to draw up a very simple site plan, very straightforward plot, rectangular shaped plot with the house pretty central in the plot towards the front aspect. And we've got our blank canvas to work from. So this is the client brief form that goes out, lots of detailed questions that Janet's answered for me about the character of the garden, things that she would like to see in the new space, kind of styles, favourite colours, how the garden's used. So with everything in place, we're ready to start the design process. So this can take anything from a week to 10 days really, and it's just thinking through ideas and concepts, thinking out of the box, taking on board all the sort of client wishes and needs and the space, looking at the proportions of the space, and sketching out a few different versions, sleeping on it for a little while before I sort of come down to the final version. And before I'm ready to present to client, I often go through 2 or 3, maybe even 4 or 5 different designs and really sort of think it through and narrow it down. It's all about getting the right balance for the space in relation to the house, getting good viewpoints out from the sort of main areas in the house, thinking about focal points, thinking about heights in the garden, all sorts of things going on in my mind. So people often wonder and worry about the planting when looking at overseas jobs, and it's really secondary at this point. It's more about getting the ground shapes right, making all the dimensions work. You've got to have the right amount of kind of open spaces versus planted areas, thinking about the materials and thinking about the architecture of the house and how it all blends in together. You really start thinking about all the different areas and how they can gel together. We've got sleek materials, modern materials from the new architecture of the house, and I really wanted to contrast that with a natural timber decking, and then to create almost this sculptural element with big natural boulders rising out of decking. So this was the kind of overall theme and concept that I presented to Janet, that we wanted to zone the areas using a kind of design layout with interlocking squares and rectangles, and that was going to create some secret private areas so that she could feel sort of secluded even though it was a big open garden. So this is an overhead layout of the space in the back garden, how those squares and rectangles are interlocking with open gravel areas, areas of lawn and areas of planting. We've created a large deck at the back of the house and a lovely sort of seating area with some areas of seclusion under a pergola with planting all around. So along with overhead visuals, Janet also received these 3D visuals, and this really sort of brings it to life straight away, even at this very, very early stage. And these are very rough concepts. She was able to see straight away how the space would be divided up and what kind of effect I had in mind. Also, I was able to show her visuals for how it would look from her new extension. So again, these are just very rough, but looking out onto a barbecue fire pit area and to the pergola area. Janet was thrilled with this. She also agreed to the idea of using this contrast of natural, huge, big boulders that we're going to get from a local quarry against this sleek hardwood decking. So from these initial rough plans, we went backwards and forwards a couple of times, just checking with dimensions. I needed to know a few things. We'd sort of scribble on notes, go backwards and forwards with emails, and she was able to feed back some of her comments on the design once she'd had time to sort of digest and think things through with her family. We don't just do still images. We actually send all our postal design clients a video presentation, so it's like I'm presenting the design to you in your front room. So this is the video that Janet received. Janet, it's Ali here. We'll just spin through that. So we had a mix of sort of quite contemporary. So I've talking through. It's a 20-minute video. First of all, to that. And I'm explaining to Janet and showing her all of these ideas through use of 3D graphics and the overhead plan, talking through all the different options. Now I've built here some raised rendered planters, again just really explaining everything fully, and so here you can see your entire site. Going through the front and the back gardens, talking through how the front garden will look and images from the street. So yeah, this is a sort of half-hour video. Actually, it was quite a long one, but Janet found it really helpful to sort of show to her family and consider. So that's her video. From the video, she was able to feed back comments, and then I got final sign-off. So the final plans are all drawn out to scale on a layout plan. The scale here was 1:100 at A1 size. This is sent as a PDF file out to the client, along with paper copies sent in the post. Along with the big A1 plan, I also send out a series of smaller A3 plans just to further sort of explain all the details, some construction notes and materials, so that all the materials can be sourced locally and the scale plan can be built from locally. And Janet was able to take these plans to her local builder, and within a few weeks she had a quote back for the works. I think there was a little bit of discussion then, a few little tweaks and changes, but now this is going ahead and the construction is underway. So the whole process has been very smooth and very cost effective. So please do get in touch if you feel that you'd like a postal design service. You can go through the whole process in the comfort of your own home, view it at home, view videos and drawings, discuss them with your partner and your family, and the whole thing works very, very smoothly indeed. So look out for further case studies. We've got jobs that are currently running in Italy, in America, and as far away as New Zealand. That's as well as our UK-based clients who are all over the UK and local to me in Herts, London and Bedfordshire. So anyone can take advantage of this service, and no job is too large or too small. So please do get in touch. Thanks, bye for now.